Cancer and other health issues are not the only concerns being raised by the critics of 5G and the Internet of Things. There are also a growing number of professionals, government agencies, civil rights attorneys, and activists who are raising important questions about the digital future.
In April 2018, the American Civil Liberties Union released a guide detailing important questions that should be asked by city officials seeking to join the smart city evolution.
When we talk about smart city technology or the Internet of Things in the government context, that what we're really talking about is electronics that are maybe small and cheap that can be placed around the city and that essentially can be designed to collect information, whether it's visual information or audio information or information about, say, whether a parking space is occupied. But before any smart city technology is acquired or deployed, it's really important that a city working with its community determine whether that technology is actually smart for the city to do. Why do we say that? Well, that's because, smart city technology can be a wolf in sheep's clothing. It can be another way for the government to amass information that it may not have wanted to collect for law enforcement purposes, but that might be vulnerable to that sort of use later, or that they may not have wanted to collect for immigration purposes, but that could potentially be vulnerable to that later. And again, this technology is often going to be collected by technologies that companies have developed. And so it's really important for the city and the community to be on the same page about who's going to own this data if we go forward with this project, who's going to be able to sell this data, and at the end of the day, are communities in control of these technologies?
There already exist a few examples of what a smart city will resemble, including in South Korea. They envision sporting venues using 5G hot zones to deliver personalized video feeds of a customer's favorite player to their mobile device, or allow healthcare providers to test assisted surgery with augmented and virtual reality. Other use cases for the smart city technology include CCTV, traffic control, and smart lighting, where environmentally friendly lights automatically turn off when no one is nearby. Noticeably missing from this endorsement of Samsung's Privacy List City is the fact that these CCTV cameras and devices are recording 24 hours a day and are capable of notifying law enforcement if someone jaywalks, speeds, or whatever other behavior the Crown has deemed illegal. Let's look at another example of a smart city. Keyside is a planned smart city that has been in the works since 2016. Located on 12 acres of waterfront property southeast of downtown Toronto, Canada, Keyside represents a joint effort by the Canadian government agency, Waterfront Toronto, and Sidewalk Labs, which is owned by Google's parent company, Alphabet Inc. Sidewalk Labs claims Keyside will solve traffic congestion, rising home prices, and environmental pollution. There are even plans for housing developments and a school within the smart city. Unfortunately, residents of Keyside will be using a centralized identity management system through which they will access public services such as library cards and healthcare. This means their data will be highly centralized, leaving it open to access by hackers and law enforcement. However, Keyside has consistently faced pushback due to a failure to build in the necessary privacy protections.
At least 2 officials involved in the project have resigned.
I imagined us creating a smart city of privacy as opposed to a smart city of surveillance. I have to resign because you committed to embedding privacy by design into every aspect of your operation.
The fears around Keyside grew in late October 2019 when the Globe and Mail reported on previously unseen documents from Sidewalk Labs, which detail how people living in a sidewalk community would interact with and have access to the space around them. This experience largely depends on how much data you're willing to share, and this data could be used to reward or punish people for their behavior.
Although the document, known internally as the Yellow Book, was designed as a pitch book for the company and predates Sidewalk's formal agreements with the City of Toronto, it does provide a vision of what the Google sister company would like to do. Specifically, the document details how Sidewalk would require tax and financing authority to finance and provide services, including the ability to impose, capture, and reinvest property taxes. The document also describes reputation-based tools that sound disturbingly similar to the social credit system we have seen in TV shows like Black Mirror and those unfolding in modern China. These tools would lead to a, quote, new currency for community cooperation, effectively establishing a social credit system. Sidewalk could use these tools to, quote, hold people or businesses accountable while rewarding good behavior with easier access to loans and public services. In response to the document leaks, Sidewalk said, quote, the ideas contained in this 2016 internal paper represent the result of a wide-ranging brainstorming process very early in the company's history. Perhaps due in part to the pushback against privacy invasions, in November 2019, Sidewalk Labs released a 482-page digital innovation appendix stating that none of Keyside's systems will incorporate facial recognition and that Sidewalk Labs won't sell personal information or use it for advertising. Sidewalk Labs says it will require explicit consent to share personal information with third parties. In places like San Diego, activists are already fighting against privacy invasions via environmentally friendly smart streetlights that are always listening. In other places like South Korea, the smart city vision is advancing quite quickly.
For most people in South Korea, it's the fun stuff of 5G that's the big draw. Effortless video chatting with as many friends as you want, in any guise you might choose. Real-time video gaming with multiple users and screens. Augmented reality and virtual reality. Even the ability to deliver holograms of your favorite sports or K-pop stars. South Korea's 5G providers are predicting massive uptake, even though only one smartphone maker currently has a device that can handle 5G.
We're expecting at least 1 million of our customers to take up 5G before the end of the year.
Then there's the wider possibilities offered by massive data transmission with hardly any delay. The development of smart cars and eventually driverless vehicles. Managing robots in telemedicine or in industry. Our world is likely to look very different.
For the moment, future residents of Keyside will have their data protected, but these types of systems are already being put into place in China. Under the expansion of China's Sesame credit system, more than 1 million people were denied the right to fly. Chinese citizens live under constant surveillance with CCTVs and facial recognition a part of daily life.
The U.S. is not far behind China. The U.S. government is also expanding their facial recognition capabilities, with the FBI maintaining a massive secret database of face prints. The 5G rollout, the growth of artificial intelligence, and the push towards a smart city future will only increase the potential for abuses of privacy. As we move ever closer to this smart city future, privacy and the liberty that comes with privacy are under extreme threat.
To watch the full film, The 5G Trojan Horse, or download or purchase your copy, visit theconsciousresistance.com/Trojan Horse.